Welcome to this month's Third Thursday webinar, brought to you by Synergy Settlement Services. The Third Thursday webinar is part of an ongoing free monthly webinar series. Each presentation is done by a Synergy subject matter expert who will tackle difficult issues that arise at settlement. During today's presentation, if you have questions, type them into the control panel where it says Questions. The following brief presentation will give you an overview of what Synergy does in 30 seconds.
A trial lawyer's job isn't to know all the nuances, to know what it takes to keep Medicaid in place or SSI and preserve Medicare and comply with the Medicare Secondary Payer Act and resolve these complicated liens that may be present. So all of those issues are issues that the trial lawyer really doesn't have the time or the expertise to deal with. They need a partner that they can rely upon that can handle all of those issues, and that's exactly what Synergy is.
My name is Jason Lazarus, Chief Executive Officer of Synergy Settlement Services, and I'd like to welcome you to this month's Third Thursday webinar. Before beginning today's presentation, let me tell you a little bit about Synergy Settlement Services. We provide efficient healthcare lien resolution, Medicare secondary payer compliance, settlement consulting and government benefit preservation, structured settlements and other financial products, trust services, and lastly, tax deferral. That concludes today's presentation. If you need to reach me, want a copy of the slide deck, have questions, always happy to consult. My email address is on this slide, as is our toll-free telephone number. If you need help with a case, need a consultation, want to learn more, contact us toll-free 877-242-0022 or visit us on the web at synergysettlements.com. Thank you for attending today's presentation. Basis, income streams are often erratic and you can face significant tax burdens when you do ultimately get paid, especially with larger settlements. By using fee deferral, it's a practical way to put the money you earn today away for future needs or expenses you might incur. By deferring your income until later in life, you may be able to enjoy the benefits of a potentially lower tax bracket at that time. For most trial attorneys, the problem is timing of income. Your cash flows can vary from year to year. You might have a spike in income in one year that's not desirable from a tax planning perspective and cash flow reasons for the firm. So fee deferrals can smooth out income and help with taxation as well as timing of income. While there are many reasons to defer taxation of your contingency fees, there's 5 key reasons to do so. First, it allows you to invest the money you earn on a pre-tax and tax-deferred basis like no other solution. Second, there's limitless investment options from fixed to variable annuities, mutual funds, electronically traded funds, stocks, and bonds. There's unlimited contributions and no penalties on withdrawals prior to retirement age, which is an amazing opportunity. There is way better control over timing of income and taxation by utilizing these methods, and you can use it to supplement your existing retirement plans. I just gave you some key reasons why to defer fees, but there is more to it. So there is absolutely no limit on the amount of fees you can defer in any one year. So unlike most other options for retirement planning, this is limitless. You can customize cash flow. There's less being lost to taxes. Application of the alternative minimum tax can potentially be avoided. If you don't want any more taxable income in any given year, you can exercise control and defer it. There's a very small minimum to qualify, so you can defer as little as $10,000. You can do it in small chunks. You don't have to do it all at one time. In some states, like my home state of Florida, there's enhanced protection from legal process by entering into these types of mechanisms. And also there are some ways to use it as golden handcuffs for key associate attorneys in your firm. But using these methods, you can provide lifetime income if you desire with cost of living adjustments. You can set it up as retirement income for you and your spouse if you're married. You can use it to fund future specific needs, say expenses for your kids when they're in college, large purchases, really anything you can think of. And then you can also use it simply as a way to supplement or fund overhead. One of the questions we frequently get is, how does it compare to a qualified retirement plan? Well, there's no maximum or minimum contributions like with a qualified plan. There's no limits on when or how to take distributions. It doesn't matter when you retire. You can retire before age 59 and a half. There's no need to involve any of your employees or provide anything for them, and there's no need for ERISA compliance. You might be asking yourself, this sounds great, but how do I know I can do this? Well, the Childs versus Commissioner case from 1994 is what most in the industry cite to, because in that case, there were attorney fees resulting from a personal physical injury case, and in that case, the IRS challenged an attorney fee structure that was set up to make future periodic payments. In the Childs case, the court held that the attorneys did not have current income in the year in which the settlement agreements were affected because the promise to make payments under the structured settlement agreement was not funded or secured, and that the doctrine of constructive receipt was not applicable because the attorneys had no right to receive their fees before the time the agreement establishing a structured settlement became effective. So that is the case, and subsequently in PLR 150850-07, that case was cited by the IRS as precedent for tax deferral in the context of taxable damage awards. So the IRS acknowledges that it's binding precedent, and more than 20 years later, Childs versus Commissioner is the legal underpinnings of the ability to defer taxation of contingent legal fees, and it hasn't been challenged by the IRS since the Childs decision. There are two primary ways to defer taxation of legal fees. One is annuity-based attorney fee structures, which can be fixed or equity indexed, and then secondly, deferred compensation plans tailored to legal fees. I'm going to talk briefly about the annuity-based solutions, and then our guest speakers are going to talk about deferred compensation plans for legal fees. An attorney fee structure is an annuity that's used in structured settlements, and you're probably familiar with them being used for injury victim clients. They can be set up as immediate payments or deferred. They can be just for a certain period of time, or they can be paid out over a lifetime. They have to be done at the time of settlement, and they become part of the settlement documents. By using an attorney fee structure, you avoid constructive receipt, as I was talking about in the Childs case, and defer the fees along with the associated taxes by utilizing a fee structure. The investment grows tax deferred, and then the payouts from the fee structure are taxable in the year actually received. And then you can structure all or part of a fee. So that's where you have the opportunity for every settlement to take as little as $10,000 and put it away. I have one firm in particular that I've worked with for years that's what they did, and it added up to a lot of income, ultimately retirement for the partners in the firm. So why would you want to do an attorney fee structure? So as I stated before, it gives you a pre-tax and tax-deferred standalone investment vehicle, and today's case fees are paid at a later date. It allows you predetermined payments across taxable years. The one downside is it can't be changed. You can defer all or a portion of your fees for each individual case. You can defer the income to years when your personal tax rate is potentially lower and there's 1099 reporting only in the year payments are made. So there's two different types of fee structures. One is a fixed fee structure, one's an equity index. The fixed fee structure is a guaranteed stable stream of income that can be used to help pay for predictable and unforeseen expenses, educational costs for children, retirement income needs. With a fixed fee structure, there's really no investment risk, but you are getting a competitive rate of return, although it is more similar to bond types of returns. It's conservative, but it doesn't have the downside that you would experience with something that is completely based on the market. The equity indexed fee structure option has a unique feature that payments can increase as the S&P 500 does over a 12-month period, but it has downside protection, so there's no decrease in payments if the S&P 500 declines or remains flat. There's an annual ratchet, which means that each year your payments go up, they're locked in at that, so they never go down. They just continue to go up. It's relatively low from an investment risk standpoint because you've got that downside protection. And it's a fairly competitive rate of return. You have exposure to the upside of the market without downside, but there is a cap on what the maximum interest that you can earn, and that's 5%. The zero returns or negative returns do not change the payments. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to two experts in the field of fee deferral. That's Leif Lundberg and Ryan Kelley, both of JurisPrudent Fee Deferral. JurisPrudent is a strategic partner with Synergy. They offer a very cool, different way of doing tax deferral of fees, very different from the attorney fee structures I've talked about. So they're going to tell you all about it, and at this point, we'll let them take over.
Thank you, Jason, for that very nice introduction. My name is Leif Lundberg. I'm president of JurisPrudent Deferral Solutions. I also have Ryan Kelley with me here. He is Chief Operating Officer of JurisPrudent Deferral Solutions. Today, we are going to talk about the advantages of fee deferrals and how they can help your practice, your cash flow, and perhaps most importantly, your wealth accumulation. We'll also go over the steps of how to defer fees, and finally, we're going to give you a tour of what a JurisPrudent deferral account actually looks like. But first, I'm going to start addressing the very basic question of what a fee deferral really is. So a fee deferral is when a plaintiff attorney makes an irrevocable election to defer income earned from providing services to a client in a settlement by receiving payments in the future rather than as an immediate payment. Per the Child's case and from a legal perspective, fee deferrals are subject to the same rules that govern non-qualified tax deferred comp. These non-qualified plans and attorney fee deferrals are types of deferred comp that are not qualified under the tax code, like a 401k or other qualified pension plans. Instead, non-qualified plans and fee deferrals are subject to their own set of tax rules, which include the constructive receipt and economic benefit doctrines. Non-qualified plans, as well as fee deferrals, are widely used, especially by Fortune 500 companies to compensate and incentivize their very top executives. And as any tax lawyer specializing in tax deferral will tell you, there's no legal reason why lawyers couldn't have the same investment and payment flexibility as corporate executives. So why do lawyers defer their fees? I think what most lawyers think about when deferring fees is to avoid that immediate taxation in a big year and then smooth out the income over future years. But there's a lot more to it than that. Not only are you avoiding the immediate taxation, but you're investing the full amount of your fee. And just like in a 401k, your money grows faster because the dividends, interest, and growth is reinvested into your account, compounding your returns. And the higher your returns, the longer you defer your income, the greater the tax benefit is for you. So rather than tying the growth of your fee to the returns of annuities, you can actually customize your own portfolio. And you can do so among a menu of low-cost index funds provided by Vanguard and BlackRock. You also have the ability to change your investment mix on a monthly basis. So for those of you who are nervous about investing in the market currently, you can stay in the money market fund and reallocate out of there when you feel comfortable doing so. And for those of you who don't want to choose your investments and want the headache of having to track the market, we also provide 5 different model portfolios ranging from conservative to more aggressive. And I know Brian is going to talk about those more when he goes through the fee deferral account. Another reason to defer with JurisPrudent is the payment flexibility. If you've ever structured a fee before, you know that the payment schedule is fixed and cannot be changed. So you would have to recognize the income even though you didn't need it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what the payment flexibility can do for you. So with the JurisPrudent program, you can either choose to customize a fixed payment schedule just like you would in a traditional fee structure, or you can choose what we refer to as the ladder payment schedule. The ladder payment schedule allows you to roll your payments forward until you're ready to start receiving them. The IRS won't allow you to accelerate your payments, but it is permissible to re-defer a scheduled payment as long as you provide a 12 months notice to do so. And the payment goes out, have to go out a minimum of 5 years. This is referred to as the 12-5 rule. In the JurisPrudent program, we've actually required 13 months notice just to be a little more conservative. So let's just go through an example of how this could be set up. If you look at the graph, let's assume you deferred $1 million at the end of 2019. To maximize your liquidity and flexibility within that 12-5 rule, we can ladder that $1 million over 20 subsequent quarterly payments. So you have $50,000 plus minus your investment return in each of these payment buckets. Now, 13 months prior to that first payment bucket, we have what's referred to as an automatic, or it's an evergreen election to have the payments re-deferred unless you elect to withdraw them. So if you don't need that payment and we pass that 13 months notice deadline, that payment is going to automatically roll to the back of the line. And they keep rolling to the back of the line until you are ready to start receiving them. You can also, for instance, let's say you elect to receive a quarterly payment bucket. You can turn that automatic redeferral switch back on again. So you can turn it off, you can turn it on. So for instance, you could take 2 quarterly payments in any given year and let the other 2 quarterly payments roll forward in time, which gives you a lot of flexibility. And on top of that, if you add new deferrals for new cases, you have another set of these 20 quarterly payment streams that roll forward in time that you can turn off and on your redeferral switch. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to control the timing of income and the resulting taxation. Now I'm going to talk about another application that I haven't mentioned in the past, but to many law firms it's very important. So another valuable application of the JurisPrudent program is using it to retain your key associates. A fee deferral or fee deferrals can be used to fund a deferred bonus plan, and by applying vesting schedules to such a bonus plan, you can mitigate the risk of losing your very best talent while also providing a strong incentive for your key associates to align themselves with the success of your law firm and to stay long term. A deferred bonus program as well as a vesting schedule can be customized to whatever your needs are. And if you're currently awarding cash bonuses to your key associates, it may be advisable to introduce the deferred bonus plan as a complement to the cash bonuses and then increase the deferred bonus over time as associates vest and gain more liquidity into the plan. Now that we covered some of the reasons why deferring fees make sense, let's talk about how to make a fee deferral happen. The steps to defer fees into the JurisPrudent program are basically the same as that of a traditional fee structure. The most important step is to make an irrevocable election to defer the fee by entering into a deferral contract before the final settlement in the case. In other words, before the release is signed. And because your fee is part of the settlement awarded to the client as a second step, it is recommended that you have the client's consent to your fee deferral. This can be achieved by adding language to your fee agreement. Again, this should be done before the release is signed in the case. Once you've completed those two first steps, there's no need to also get the defendant on board. The defendant is not a party to your contingency fee. That said, it's better from an optical perspective to add a payment instruction to the release agreement so that the deferred portion of your fee goes directly to the trust account at Bank New York Mellon, but it's not legally required. So now that you learned about the steps to defer, let's look at what a deferral account actually looks like. And Ryan is going to go through a demo of the deferral account. Take it away, Ryan.
Welcome to the JurisPrudent Deferral Solutions client website. Today I'd like to provide a brief overview of the site itself as well as some of the features that JurisPrudent offers. Here we're on the main landing page when a client logs into the JurisPrudent site. As you can see, prominent information about the account is prominently displayed, including current balance, the performance for the last rolling 90-day period, the last quarter statement, as well as the scheduled distribution payments for each account. On the site, we give you the ability to manage your account by drilling into your balance itself and looking specifically at the details of your investments. This gives you all information relative to the current balance of your plan, including the closing price of the investments as well as the number of units held. To perform a transfer, simply click on Perform Transfer, select the account for which you would like to do a transfer in, and then select by percent or by dollar amount. This then allows you to move money out of your existing investment options and diversify it into one of many of our investments that are offered within the program. If you would like to rebalance your account, you can simply go to the Perform Rebalance tab, where you can either select one specific account or all accounts. For this example, we'll select all accounts, and you'll be displayed with the investment lineup for which you need to put your target allocation in. Target allocation must equal 100%, and this will rebalance all investments within your account to that target allocation. All transfers and rebalances take place on a monthly basis and must be received prior to 3 business days of month end. Additionally, under Manage Account, we give you the ability to view your beneficiaries. For today's example, our test participant does not have any beneficiary information, but if you do have beneficiaries set up, their information will be displayed here. At any point in time, if you wish to add, change, or delete a beneficiary, you can contact the JurisPrudent Client Service Team at 407-801-7800. Next, I'll show you the Transactions area. Within Transactions, we give you the ability to look at any pending transactions, as well as the ability to view historical transactions. For historical transactions, you can select an account, and the automatic default is the last 30 days. All activity within your account during that period will show within this screen. Next, I'd like to show you the distribution section of the site. Here you'll select one of your deferral accounts, and a distribution schedule will be displayed. For purposes of projections, we take your current balance to project the amount of your payments that will occur and when those payments are set to occur. In this example, this participant was set up with the ladder distribution option. The ladder distribution option allows a participant within JurisPrudent to push out their distribution payments in an evergreen format to 5 years from the scheduled date. If at any time you would like to start receiving payments rather than push them out, you must notify JurisPrudent Deferral Solutions 13 months in advance. To assist you with that, we're going to provide the date that you need to notify us by in order to receive the payment here. If no notification is sent, this payment will automatically be pushed 5 years down the line. Next, I'd like to show you the investment section of the site. Here we prominently display the investment lineup available to you as a client of JurisPrudent. As you can see, we offer model portfolios as well as a diversified lineup of ETF investments. We have all major asset classes covered and seek to find the best ETF options within those asset classes at extremely low costs. As you can see here on the far right column, the expense ratios are extremely low for the majority of these ETFs. Next, I'd like to show you the model portfolios that are offered. JurisPrudent offers a series of risk-based model portfolios from conservative to aggressive. We have hired Cap Acuity Investment Advisor to come up with these model portfolios. These are designed to meet a stated risk target that you may have. As you can see, the portfolios are comprised of the underlying ETFs that are available to you on an individual basis. Each month, these portfolios are rebalanced back to their target weights, and once a year, the target weights are updated to meet current market conditions. Finally, within the Investments tab, we have information on our fixed rate funds. JurisPrudent offers 2 fixed rate fund options, which are stated returns on either a short-term or a long-term basis. The fixed return fund ST has a rate that is good for a period of 5 years and allows you to invest some or all of your account within this fund and provides you the ability to transfer monies out over the course of a 3-year period. The fixed rate return fund LT is a longer term investment and requires a commitment of 10 years. Unlike the fixed return fund ST, it does not allow the ability to transfer out. Both the fixed return fund ST and fixed return fund LT are comprised of a series of highly rated investment grade corporate bonds. These portfolios and these returns are updated on a quarterly basis, and this information will be updated accordingly. On the site, we do provide a statement on the home page. However, if you wanted to do a statement on demand, you can click on the Statements tab and put in the date range that you would like to see a statement for. As a default, it's going to go to the last 90 days, and you can simply click Generate Statement, and quickly it will generate a statement for you. Within the statement, all the information about your account is displayed, including all the activity that has occurred during this period. In addition, we display the distribution schedules for each of your accounts, as well as information about the investments within the plan. Next, within our library section, this is where we post important information for you to assist you in managing your JurisPrudent account. Under our General folder, we have a model portfolio questionnaire which guides you into one of the risk-based model portfolios if you so choose. Simply fill out the questions within this questionnaire add up your score, and that will guide you into a model portfolio risk tolerance. Other information is posted out in the library, including information on the fixed rate return fund that I just showed you. Finally, the JurisPrudent program offers you the ability to stay up to date on your profile that we have on record, as well as get information on how to contact our client service team. We have a dedicated client service team that's here to assist you with any questions that you may have, including questions about your account and how to allocate the investments. Please contact us at 407-801-7800 or email us at clientservice@jpdsllc.com. Thank you.
That concludes today's presentation. If you need to reach me, want a copy of the slide deck, have questions, always happy to consult. My email address is on this slide, as is our toll-free telephone number. If you need help with a case, need a consultation, want to learn more, contact us toll-free 877-242-0022 or visit us on the web at synergysettlements.com. Thank you for attending today's presentation.